They say our country's creativity starts at the coast and works its way inward. I'd like to tell a different story. I'd argue that the heart of our nation is at its center. And when you feel its pulse, what you really feel is the beat just below the surface, underground, where it's not a level of popularity that you're after, it's a level of connection. That beat is the true creative energy inside you. It's not enough to contain it. You have to let it out. You have to share it. Art leads into everything we do, inspiring innovation, collaboration, flavor, growth, and community. As a brewer, I'm one of those artists, inspired and hopefully inspiring. Here in Denver, we play by our own rules and to our own beat, a beat that will be felt coast to coast. These are the musicians at the heart of our scene. I had the opportunity to meet Navy at their favorite place to be, a place they call home. Syntax Physic Opera is a multi-sensory music venue, eatery, and art bar. We met in the basement on a snowy Friday night with live opera blaring above us to talk about the band's dissident role in the scene and their idea of success.
So what is your guys' connection to Syntax? Why is this an important place for Denver?
This is Jonathan. The owner, Jonathan Bitts, used to book at the Meadowlark, and he's just really passionate about artists and people making art, and not just music, but I mean, the dude booked opera on a Friday night. Yeah. It's a packed house.
The place was filling up.
The more I look around, the more it looks like this is set up to like kill somebody.
The plastic drapes.
When I first came out, I was like, oh man, this is so charming.
That's what you guys were going for, and I think you nailed it. I think everyone here has recognized that. So.
I mean, like, this place is the opposite of like purely like pragmatic. But it's so fun because it's like it's just him. Like there's just these strange little touches.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be doing music to the extent that I am now if it wasn't for Jonathan. He just has a heart for Denver art and artists, and he just wants to cultivate that. And
I think it's important already in its young life, and it will become more so in years to come for sure. And I hope that he keeps it open, keeps doing what he's doing, because obviously, like you mentioned, he's a passionate guy. Passionate people attract more passionate people that are really, really serious and do their thing with great energy, and yeah, it's good.
Down. said my name, she said my name, blame California. Most nights in our songs the same.
You guys have been, in the past, involved in some pretty serious projects, and you guys have, quote unquote, made it in the music business in one way or another, you know? And I think Mies, from what I've read, by the end, pretty much sucked for, at least for you. Is the feeling that I get from the stuff that I've read.
Sorry you get that.
And maybe it was great and wonderful.
I want to read this article.
Yeah, how do we read about that?
So, I don't know. I was really young, but you know, like you were saying, it's kind of shaped and molded like what I choose to do, and you know, but when someone's hanging the carrot in front of your face when you're 22, it's like yeah, I made it, but like I clearly haven't, you know. And
I think you're doing great.
yeah,
Still sitting on some little two-seater couch in the basement of this porn set, so haven't quite made it too far.
And you know, what does that even really mean? You know, like, is it money or is it happiness or whatever?
The focus is way more about making the music you want to make. You know, the one thing you can take with you from all that shit that you go through is the music that you made, the records that you made. I mean, what does that mean to make it anymore? I don't know what that.
I think it's like a Lady Gaga type of deal.
But every time you talk about that, I feel like you end up with more questions than answers about what if we did want to make it? What would that, I don't know. I don't even
How
know
do you
what
quantify that?
Yeah,
What does that look like?
Close your eyes, remember that young life, skin on fire, dripping with starlight. The angry sea was a place to get drifted. The empty sky was a place to get lifted high. And we were one with the moonlight. Come feel the night you lost. What did you think you'd become? They try to get you to run for cover. They can't buy kids like us with fear and money. You're still awake, alone with the numbers. It's what we made of a rake and a runner. You make a page, a breath on a window. Before it fades, right, lover, our light grows dark. I think it's time for a new spark. I'm feeling like you love. What do you think you've become? They try to get you to run for cover. They can't buy kids like us with fear and money. Oh, now wait, oh, now wait, gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait. There's a fire in our bones tonight. Then let the wind blow us back to life. And for every fear buried deep inside, let us raise our voices courageous for one more night. Come feel the night you lost. What did you think you'd become? It's trying to get you to run for cover. They can't buy kids like us. No, they can't buy kids like us with fear and money.
Would you guys entertain the idea of going back under a label if that opportunity presented itself, or is staying independent important? Because you've seen the other end.
I think it's funny you asked that because I don't think we've actually had this conversation as a band.
We're having it right now. This is it right
Say
now.
you're welcome.
So, yeah,
there it
thanks.
is. Let's hash this
So-
shit out.
Whose camera's on?
I mean, I think we all think about it.
Yeah, but we don't ever
Yeah.
talk about it.
But it's nice to be in a position where we don't need it in some kind of desperate way, and it's not the answer to all of our problems, which is how it, for me when I was like 25, that's how a label looked. It's like, that's all you got to do. You just got to bust your ass for a few years, and then someone will sign you, and then your problems go away. And the checks roll in, and you're a real musician, and you know, now it's, you can really honestly ask the question of like, what do they bring to the table? Like what, you know, you don't need them for distribution anymore. We don't need them to make the record.
Don't sign anything. Don't work with anybody until you have no idea how to do something. And that's right now we've got it covered. So.
I've been waiting all my life. What's one more long night to contemplate the pleasure you could put on me? Yeah, the rest of my days, why are you running away now? You can enter Paris and run in Tokyo. I promise you I'll be in Japan. Every whiskey breeze down in Mexico will show you I'm a part of the plan. When the silence finds you, you feel my love inside you, rising like an arc in a flood. And you know that's something good. I'll pray you're looking up at the same bright stars. You'll turn around before you get too far and bring that little rhythm back home to me. You're my street in the rain, it's shining pretty and painful now. You can enter Paris and run in Tokyo. I promise you I'm big in Japan. Every whiskey breeze down in Mexico will tell you I'm a part of the plan. And when the silence finds you, you feel my love inside you, rising like an arc in a flood. Oh, and you know that's something, don't play another game with this heart of mine. Go ask your friends if I've been walking the line. They'll tell you I was steady straight, holding your place. But don't you gamble on the weather, I'll wait here forever now. You can enter Paris and run in Tokyo. I promise you I'm big in Japan. Every whiskey breeze down in Mexico will tell you I'm a part of the plan. When the silence finds you, you feel my love inside you, rising like an arc in a flood. And you know that's something good. You know there's something good. There's something good. You know there's something good.
And there's just been this kind of lie that's been sold to musicians for a long time, where it's like if you just focus on your creative pursuit, like you said, somebody's going to come along and make it happen for you. It's not totally dissimilar from if you're a brewer and you're making great beer, and then Budweiser comes along and says, hey, you know, and kind of flashes money in front of you. You have this legitimate choice between, am I going to continue with what I've already been successful at, even if it's incremental success, or am I going to dilute the thing that I've created?
Yeah, that was a good analogy. I love it. It's
Whoa.
scary. That scared that. Well, it was like,
you a
don't bring
musician?
me into this shit.
She's just gonna
You leave
ruin
me
it.
out of this.
He's the smart one.
I did not expect to see you. I did not know what it would do. Pain that I had buried inside of me. over the levee, flooding through the streets of my mind tonight. And I think I'm losing control. I need a touch just to stop me from trembling. Hands are shaking like nothing you ever seen. Wanting to get them off of my rails, it's true. Oh, I never knew I needed you, I do. Don't play guns with other boys, dear. Oh, I'm the only one here, man enough to handle your handles right. Tell me, lover, what you're feeling. The silence has me reeling. I'm sputtering in smoke with the candlelights. It's getting hard. Oh, I need a taste just to stab at the tremble. Hands are shaking like nothing you ever seen. Wanting to get them off of my rails, it's true. I never knew I needed you. You had me congratulating. You turned me groove blood. Now I get over it. And big bird yellow soul at the sight of you. I need your touch just to stop me from trembling. Never knew I needed you. I do.
That connection to listeners is an important part of it. Like, in our last show, that's why it really got to me. I almost got choked up. There were all these 30-year-olds. I'm like, I know how hard it is for me to be out of the house right now. And the fact that you guys are all here and paid money and are listening to us play, that, it almost means more to me now than it did when I was 25.
Let's have a true, genuine connection to the community, to the people that are paying $10, like you said, to come out and see you, buy your shirt. Wish they quit moving that piano all over the place. I don't know how usable the audio is with this happening. Is it okay?
Yeah.
I didn't want
It's
to.
a really unique background track.
Yeah,
Take that.
nice. We're in the basement of the
Party
venue, but they
environment.
happen to be singing out there.
It's Friday night.
I can smell it in the air. I feel it clinging to my clothes. I left my best intentions strung out on a sterile field. I came home bloody as a rose. As a rose! Oh, angel, be good now. Sing it tonight. Down in my bones, I'm cold as a stone. Remind me of the fearlessness of love. I believe, I believe. You couldn't understand it all. Oh, you didn't wanna know. No, no, that's okay, baby. Won't you play that one I love so much? It sounds like Jesus coming home. Coming home! Ooh, angel, be good. a star. Remind me of the fearlessness of love. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. I got my hands in the air, feeling every note. A cold sweat deep in the night with the heat of the Holy Ghost. And here comes that loneliness I still can't explain. Oh, but I've been a witness now. I'm rich on a poor man's pain. And I don't need nothing, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Oh, angel, be good now. Sing it tonight. Down in my bones, I'm cold as a star. Remind me of the fearlessness of love. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.
I think it's up to really artists to start redefining what it means to make it. 'Cause if you wait for it to happen top down, it's not going to be something that takes care of artists very well.
Yeah, it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, everyone's nostalgic for that, but really, if you interviewed a bunch of, I mean, if you watched Behind the Music as religiously as I did, that didn't end well for a lot of bands.
Yeah.
So we all pine for these days of this miraculous bajillion-dollar record deals and
Yeah, but it's like, did it
gold-plated
ever
Cadillacs, but that was never the case. You know, all these bands got signed these huge checks, and who makes the record companies make the money?
And that's and you can't trust
The bands
anyone,
don't
man,
make the
because
money.
musicians love talking about themselves too.
Yeah.
So you watch that shit and they're just like, oh, well, you know, it's like right group of guys in the right room, man, just magic happened. And it's like, you're full of shit, man. Yeah.
White shirt, cover my white chest, cover my red lights, cover my stones. I'm making my escape. I'm not afraid of mistakes like I once was. I want all I can take of your dangerous love. I'm just trying to make something to be proud of. Proud of. Nightlife chained to the day shift, tempted to jump ship, fixing to fight. Barkeep, pour us a strong one, break out the shotguns, turn out the lights. And we'll see who came to play. I'm not afraid of mistakes like I once was. I want all I can take of your dangerous love. I'm just trying to make something to be proud of. Proud of. Sunrise creeping up Broadway, me I'm damp with a new day, nursing my wounds. Born to break bread with sinners and treat losers like winners. Lord, bring me home soon. I'm out of prayers to pray. I'm not afraid of mistakes like I once was. I want all I can take of your dangerous love.
After talking with Navy, the vision of being at the bottom or the top suddenly became blurred. It's all about enjoying where they are at currently and being wholeheartedly in the moment. You can see it in the way they play their instruments, purely and passionately. Fame and stardom can take that away from you.
Come on, dangerous love. Come on.
After FM.
Thanks, you guys.
Ever since you've been gone, I've been shaking.
We're gonna have to go back and jog our memories of musicians before our time to really understand what influences Josh Dillard's songwriting. A sound that transports you to a place of nostalgia in a simpler time.
Blaze of your heart has finally come and has shown on our troubles. Every one of them